Hey everybody, welcome back to War number 10 of Season 26. We're almost at the end here. We are at the final week of the season. Things are getting a little bit intense here, trying to close out with a good position for the end of the season, and the gauntlet continues for us as we're matched up against ASR. I'm fighting for the Alliance SAS, and we have another pretty tough matchup ahead of us here. Hopefully we can rise to the challenge and pass this test. For this war, I have 5 fights. We're starting off on Path 7, where we have a bishop on kinetic transference, and then we're taking on the shared mini. In that section, it's just a Captain Marvel with buff and balance matador and cool turkey. Both are going to be Quake fights. Then we're hopping over to Path 9 in section 2, where we have a Magneto, a super common placement with a window of opportunity and one eye open. I took that fight last war. We have a Dragon Man as the second fight, and ending off on Boss Island with the CGR mini. This is who we're bringing in this war. We're bringing in Quake. She's at rank 5. She's taking on 3 fights, the Bishop, the Captain Marvel, and the Cosmic Ghost Rider. Human Torch is coming along. He's at rank 3, Sig level 20. He's just going to take on that Dragon Man. We get to use his pre-fight there. And then, since we have a 3rd slot open, we're going to bring in Captain America Infinity War to take on that Magneto in Path 9, Section 2. So here's the first fight. Quake versus Bishop. There's really not much to it. If you're sticking to good old bread and butter Quake and Dex style, just can't block because of kinetic transference, especially with Bishop. His special 1, I think it's impossible to Dex. I don't really know, but I sure as heck can't Dex it. And so if I push him to that bar of power, things are going to go sideways for sure. And I'm pretty sure Bishop starts the fight with power the more fights he wins or something like that. So pretty much I just don't want to die here, because then things are going to get they're going to cascade pretty quickly. But we do have that full yellow bar right now. Had a pretty good start. He's going to throw his heavy out of nowhere randomly near the end, and it's going to make me panic a little bit. I think it's right here. And I was like, whoa. So I do end up blocking 1 hit, and but we're at the end of the fight, and I wasn't too worried there. Looks like he's finished there. So there's that first fight of the war. That goes down pretty smoothly. Quake is always super stressful to play for me, but glad we were able to get through that first fight cleanly. So here's a second Quake fight. Node 21, buff and balance power drain, matador, cool turkey. Really, there's nothing to worry about here. You can just play normal Quake. Captain Marvel, I think I ended up quaking her for either once or twice. I think she's a boss in 6.4 or 6.3, so fairly used to quaking her. I don't think there's much threat when I was thinking about this fight. I did 1 or 2 duels just to make sure I had the animations down pat, and there really wasn't anything that I was too worried about. She does have a pretty big health pool. So this fight is a little bit longer than the last one, I think, but at the end of the day, it's really just on my own focus and my ability to keep the rhythm. And we were able to actually heal ourselves back up to that full yellow bar, which is always kind of cool. The Solve Mastery coming in through clutch. We get through that second fight. Not too much of a worry. So there's our first section done. We have 3 more fights. We are headed to section 2, where we are on Path 9, the same path that we were on last war. And this is the exact same fight, except this time we get to bring Captain America. He's at rank 5. He's at Sig 200. It's been a long time since I've used this dude. I don't think I've ever used him in a war either. So for this war, I'm going to put on a 200% science power boost. I've never used those, so I figured I may as well. I'm going to only throw my L3. That should give me a little bit of power back, hopefully speed up the fight a little bit. But here we can just block hits, and then we can actually punish his heavies, because hopefully I will have a handful of kinetic charges, and once I contact him, that's going to nullify the unstoppable buff that Magneto procs. So the one threat of the fight is pretty much gone, and I just have to kind of take it slow, keep an eye on the right timers and charges, and I'll be alright. So we have 1 kinetic charge, still at 1. So now we have multiple, but his unstoppable buff is on cooldown, so I don't have to worry about that for a little bit. I'm going to bait out his SP1. I think I'm like 75% on dexing the SP2, but in war, there is no chance in hell that I'm ever going to risk that. And Captain America, he's super tanky. I can take hits on the block all day. I don't need him for any other fight, so chip damage really doesn't matter to me. The only thing that matters is I get out of this fight with all 3 attack bonuses, and things are going well so far. we're able to keep kind of 1 or 2 kinetic charges, which makes sense. We're not parrying a bunch, and we're only just taking regular hits on the block. There we go. That's a good handful. I'm going to charge my heavy, I think, and then throw the special 3. So this should do a decent chunk of damage, and I should get a little bit of power back from the science boost. And that's not too bad. Get just over a bar of power back, and we have a super long kinetic charge to go along with the shorter ones that we get from taking hits off the block. But he's just past halfway, and we're kind of just taking it slow, playing it fairly safe. I don't want to throw my L2 here. I have no idea how that interacts with one eye open and window of opportunity. So there's no reason for me to not just go back up to my special 3, play it patiently, then throw it. We'll bait out one more SP1 here, and then I think we're in the clear to throw that special 3. Now, I make a mistake here. It's not really a mistake, because I don't think there's no negative consequences here, but I do end up charging my heavy before I throw my SP3. I do forget that you need a kinetic charge, I think, to get the heavy, or the fury off of the heavy, which I don't get there, but that's totally cool. It's just a few more hits, and then Magneto should go down. We'll bait out one more heavy, and then finish with a combo. And there we go. There's that fight down. Wasn't too bad. A bit of a longer fight for sure, but as you can see, super safe. So we have a rank 3 Dragon Man on node 45 with window of opportunity stun and empowered immunity. I've never taken this fight before, but the matchup is really solid on paper. Human Torch, I think, is the hard counter here. So we are able to use our pre-fight. We'll use Flame On. And to get our openings, I think we'll bait heavies, and hopefully the AI is aggressive in throwing their specials. And we're going to try and block the special hits. Because 1, that gets rid of the power charge, and 2, we'll get an ineptitude debuff on us, which really doesn't do anything but give us a decent amount of willpower healing. So we have Flame On, didn't fail, which is always cool to see. He throws the special 1 right away, we block it, they have no more power charge, and we have a long ineptitude debuff that's healing us for 150 health a tick, which is awesome. We don't really need Torch for any other fights here, but any way to extend their health is always welcome. So now they're getting kind of close to 3 bars of power, but thankfully Dragon Man throws their special, and we're in a good spot here. No worries, 20 hits, that fight goes down. Now we have one more fight to end the war, and it is going to be a Quake fight on node 51 with Hurt Locker, Power Focus 1, Enhanced Special 1, and Power Drain. It's going to be a Quake versus Cosmic Ghost Rider here. And there's really not much to it other than just keep your focus. This is a longer health pool fight for me. I'm not super used to quaking like 200k plus health pools, but dueled Cosmic Ghost Rider a bunch. My battle group officer Grim, he was like, it's all good, man. Cosmic Ghost Rider, he's got pretty clunky animations, you'll do fine. So that little push and confidence was pretty sweet, and I felt pretty good going into this one. I probably could have had half suicides on with the bleed mastery, or even full, to be honest, to kind of speed this fight up, but I wanted to kind of just keep things the same. And we're doing well so far. We have the full yellow bar, and nothing is surprising us out of this fight. We haven't dropped a heavy. Whose animations they're making complete sense when it comes to keeping the rhythm of the fight. And he's actually ticking down. It's not too bad. We're just at the 1 minute and a half mark, and we just have a little bit to go. So at this point, we're feeling really good. Just trying our best not to get overconfident at the end and make a bunch of errors that compound into an unnecessary death. But it looks like one more cycle should be enough to get him down. And there's our war. So there's 5 fights, 3 of them were Quake fights, and I was glad we were able to get through them. So at this point, the war was pretty close. I think we were down by a death. It was really close. It was like 5-4 or something like that. But unfortunately, they pulled away near the end, and we do end up picking up the loss here. So 2 wars left. Hopefully, we can grab a win or 2 to close out the season. And who knows, maybe the gauntlet will continue. But thanks for sticking around. And we'll catch you at War 11 of Season 26.